everybody, BaxtyB here and welcome back to BaxtyB F1. Now if you've been watching my shorts recently, you will see that I am away on an opera job, so you're just going to be hearing my voice for today's video and the next couple of videos as well. But we are now officially halfway through the 2025 Formula 1 season, and with that in mind, I am going to be making a tier list ranking the drivers so far in 2025. Now, if you notice looking at the list, you'll see that Jack Doohan is not there, but I'll be honest, if I was ranking Jack, I would probably put him in C tier, if not D tier, because he wasn't great. He wasn't bad either. I mean, the Alpine car is an absolute dog this year, but yeah, Jack not here, but he'd kind of be in that C or D tier. I think as a rookie, I'd give him the benefit of the doubt and give him a C tier. But we're going in alphabetical order, or mostly alphabetical order, I think. But anyway, let us begin, and we're going to start with Alex Albon. Now, Albon's had a decent season, I would say. Not sort of the spectacular season he had back in 2023, but I think he's been solid. I think been comfortably better than Carlos Sainz, out-qualified him more often than not over the course of this year. I'm going to put Alex in B. I think Alex has had a good season so far and started to restore his reputation after it took a bit of a hit last year. Then we talk about Fernando Alonso. Now, Alonso is difficult to rate, but because the car isn't very good and he's had a lot of unlucky moments, but he has started to score a few points, which is definitely picking up his performance. But overall, I have to say, Fernando, not your finest season, pal. I'm putting you into C tier. I just don't think his performances have been that good compared to where we've seen Fernando previously, even within the last few years. I don't think he's performing well. Then we talk about Kimi Antonelli, one of the rookies this year. Has been consistently slower than George. The high point was obviously the sprint pole in Miami. Tough one to rate this, really tough one to rate this, and I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put him. Got the podium in Canada as well, and that nudges him into B tier for me, but yeah, a very solid, if unspectacular start to a Formula 1 career for Kimi Antonelli. Then let's talk about Ollie Bearman. Again, he's had some really good moments, but also some really poor moments as well. I think I'm going to put Ollie in C, but I'm going to put him above Fernando because I think he's been doing marginally better than Fernando's been doing this year. Bit of a silly weekend this weekend at the British Grand Prix, made some mistakes. He is making rookie mistakes, but he's a rookie. It's fine. So yeah, I'm going to put Ollie in C. He's sort of flattered to deceive a little bit this year, but he is strong in comparison to Ocon, and a nice little teammate pairing developing there. But I'm going to put Ollie into C. Gabriel Bortoleto, really slow start to the season. The Sauber is not a good car, or certainly at the start of the season it wasn't a good car, but he's really started to come into his own recently. Has been out qualifying Nico Hulkenberg, which is testament to his talent. And I think actually the last few races he's poked up into a B tier. I think he's been really, really good. And getting a magnificent first points out in Austria as well. I think Gabby's done really, really brilliantly. Now, I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this next one. Colapinto came in. There was a lot of hype around him. People have been waiting to see him all year, but he's not improved upon the results of Doohan. Both of them have had best results of 13th. And he just hasn't delivered. I think the potential he showed last year was a bit of a flash in the pan. Sorry, Franco, you're going in D tier. It's not been a good return to Formula 1 for you. I do think Valtteri Bottas is going to be taking your seat in the near future. Pierre Gasly, I think, has been outperforming that car more often than not this year. He is turning himself into one of the premier midfield drivers. And I'm going to do something bold here, and I'm going to put Pierre here in the A tier. I think he's had a really, really good, really underrated season. Lewis Hamilton, it's been tricky. And I think Lewis is probably the hardest to rate out of everyone here because he hasn't been great, and he has definitely taken a bit of time to adapt to the Ferrari car. Yes, he won the sprint race in China. The last few races have been pretty good for him, but he's also had a lot of things go against him. He's had damage on the car in a few races. he has been consistently slower than Leclerc. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't believe I'm putting Sir Lewis Hamilton this low, but it has to be done. He has to go into B tier, and I never thought I'd do that, but that's just where he's been this year. Nico Hulkenberg, even before the British Grand Prix, he goes in here. He has been immense. Finally got that first podium at the British Grand Prix. It was an amazing drive, but he's been consistently putting in storming drives as well, and I think he has been brilliant. Not just this year, not just in 2024, since he came back in 2023. Nico has been awesome, and it is so lovely to see. And I hope Audi give him a car worthy of his talents. Lando Norris, second in the championship right now. He's won, 4 races now this year? Goes into A tier. He's made some high profile mistakes, which stops him getting from that S tier rating. But he's starting to come good, and I think by the end of the season he could well be in that S tier, but the early part of the season has been a little bit shaky. He has been slower than Oscar Piastri, and yeah, he goes into the A tier, but I suspect by the end of the season he'll be in that S tier. Liam Lawson goes into D tier. He's ahead of Franco. This is ordered, by the way. This is ordered. Goes ahead of Franco. Yeah, dropped by Red Bull after 2 races, which, let's be honest, I thought was harsh. But even then, since he's gone to the RB, hasn't been particularly good. So yeah, Liam needs to buck up, because he was good last year, but this year he's been poor. He's been really, really poor. Charles Leclerc, gonna put him here. Has been very good in qualifying. He's been the one scoring the podiums for Ferrari in races. There are problems with the car, well documented. I've done a video on it already. But I think he's been better than Lewis this year, because he's more used to the car. But he has been better than Lewis this year, so I'm going to put him in A tier. I think before the British Grand Prix he was above Hulkenberg, but he was bad in the British Grand Prix. He was bad. It was not good. Esteban Ocon. Esteban's a hard one to rank, He's been solidly unspectacular. I think I'll put him in B tier, because he's not made the mistakes that Ollie's made. And I'll put him ahead of Gabby. Do I put him ahead of Kimi? No, I don't put him ahead of Kimi. He's been fine. But no more than that. Had some decent results. There was one race I seem to remember he did really well in. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but yeah. Okay, now we're getting into the thick end of it. Oscar Piastri, championship leader, straight into S tier. He has been amazing. Improved his qualifying. That was the one key for me. He had to improve his qualifying this year. I knew he had the racing minerals. He has been superb. So Oscar straight into S tier, deservedly the championship leader at this stage of the season. Even if he did have a difficult British Grand Prix. George Russell, another one that goes into S tier. He has been immense this year. A couple of off races, but he has been extracting the absolute maximum out of that Mercedes, and his win in Canada was superb. Mercedes, if you're going to hold on to him, please give him a car worthy of his talents, because this guy needs to fight for a championship sooner rather than later. Carlos Sainz. I'm going to get a lot of crap for this one, but it's been a slow start to life at Williams for Carlos. Albon's got the better of him. He has been struggling. Had some good results, and he's getting there. But I just don't think this move has worked out as well as he would have liked, though he has been open about the fact that changing team is going to be a big challenge for him. And yeah, but I just think there's improvement there. But right now I feel C tier is where he deserves to go. Lance Stroll, not going to put him last, but yeah, D tier. Good start to the season, and then since then he's just not been at the races, and he's been consistently going out in Q1. Scored points at Silverstone with a brilliant strategy, but he's been consistently behind Alonso, and just it's just not going well for Lance right now. Yuki Tsunoda. So after 2 races, Yuki was here. But since he's been at Red Bull, I hate to do this, but he's been here. He's been here. Yuki's been poor. Yeah, we know the problems at Red Bull. We know the unique setup there. But he hasn't made the impact that I think he would have liked. He's been better than Lawson, but marginally better than Lawson. So, yeah, I think I feel sorry to put Yuki down that low, but that's just the way it's been for him in 2025 since he made that move to Red Bull. Then we go to Isaac Hadjar. For me, the best rookie of the year so far. I think he's been superb. Absolutely superb, particularly after the start he had when he crashed out on the formation lap. He has really delivered some strong results, and should Max Verstappen leave Red Bull, I think he would be a fantastic replacement for Max, particularly going into the new reg set, but we'll talk more about that in videos to come in the future. And then finally, speaking of Max Verstappen, here he is, no surprise. He's been the driver of the year, even though he's 69 points behind Oscar Piastri. But some of the levels of performance he's been putting in this year have been unbelievable. He won't be winning a 5th championship this year, I don't think, but he has been incredible in spite of the fact that he's got a tricky car to drive, and he's got a very strong competitor in McLaren. But Max fully deserves to be in that position. Guys, do you agree with my rankings? Do you disagree with my rankings? Comment below, let me know. And I'm going to be producing some more videos in this style where it's just my voice talking, not using my camera. I will be recording some episodes of Shifting Happens as well. But until next time, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you have any ideas for videos that you'd like me to make, then please do send them to me. I'm more than happily take a look into it. Until next time, guys, stay safe, and I shall speak to you all very, very soon.